Hey, good evening, everybody. It's KB5 MIQ Big Boy. Thought we'd talk a little bit tonight about a subject we've talked about before, but before we get into that, got a couple things we're going to bring up. We're at 968 subscribers. We're working on that 1,000, guys. I appreciate everybody who supported the channel and subscribed. Be sure and check to make sure you're still subscribed, because I've heard of YouTube taking people off for some reason. Keep old Chris Howell, Vern 6, and K1ENT Kent and his wife Julie in your prayers. Chris got a good medical report this week. He's still got a long ways to go. Hey, Ham Radio Cat. Well, come on. Vern just got through burying a family member, and Kent and his wife still got his mother-in-law and her mother on hospice. Y'all keep him in your prayers. Had a ham contact me this week through email. Whiskey Bravo 0 Alpha Lima. Been a ham a while, but he said he wasn't familiar with 10 meters, and that's great. I like people ask me questions anytime. I'm glad to help any way I can. He was asking about how the best way maybe to check into our round table. So I thought we'd talk a little bit about 10-meter propagation tonight. Come on up here, cat. Quit hollering. Back when I got into this hobby, I come in during the huge propagation of, or I can't remember what they call it now, when 10 meters was open for so many years, so good. And still, even then, there were several states, and some of them I just recently got, and we're going to talk about that a little more. 10 is open pretty good now, and at night, it's funny. There'll be certain nights that we'll catch stations from the Pacific Northwest, Colorado, Washington State. We had Australia check in one night. A lot of nights we have up in Kentucky, a lot of 4 calls, Ohio, in that area. The other night we had so many check in, we had both Colorado and northeastern United States check in. But to catch our round table, and that's the reason we do it where we do it at, to give everybody possible that wants to get a chance to work us there. If you're over 35 miles away, you're out of ground wave. Then you run into the short bounce skip, long bounce skip. The best way I highly recommend, download you one of these ARRL Work All States maps, and it's got all the call districts broke out by what state. And if you'll look right here at the extreme northeast Texas, right at the corner of Oklahoma and Arkansas, that's where we're at. So you got a skip zone there that's going to make states like Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana extremely hard for us to get as close as we are. New Mexico, I've worked in New Mexico several times. Honestly, I worked Texas. My first Texas contact was extreme west Texas, and it was a backscatter contact. And backscatter contacts, you won't hold the signal very long. The signal will go up and down while you're talking, and the audio will get a little warbly sound. There's old Ham Radio Cat right there. There's star of the show right there. There, she still hangs around with me, buddy. But a backscatter is going to be anything in the skip zone, and they're kind of rare, kind of hard to come by. I think I worked Louisiana on a backscatter. This particular station that's asking us is in Missouri. I've only worked Missouri one time that I've got a card from that I could look. I'd have to go through my whole logbook, but I don't remember working Missouri very many times because it's just above edge of Arkansas. So it's probably more the skip zone, and I worked it back there in that real good band opening of the 90s, and it was a northern Missouri station. Arkansas, I never could get on HF. My Arkansas card is a 2-meter simplex contact, and I made about 150 mile, I guess, through a tropospheric ducting contact one morning, and was actually talking to a subscriber. So to catch us, you're going to either have to be in the ground wave, which is, we'd probably know you if it's in 35 miles, or you're going to have to be at least a short skip away from us. And short skip is probably going to put Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Missouri, Kansas in the skip zone. Kansas was a hard state for me to get. Mississippi was another hard state for me to get. So we love to work all of you if we can, and we'll try to work anybody that can hear us. But you're just going to have to listen, try to catch conditions right. If you're running a directional antenna and you're, look at them compass where you are from us and turn it down toward us, and maybe one of us will try to hear you. One of my favorite things since I started this channel is working a subscriber. And that's happened several times, and most of the time, people, they won't tell me they're a subscriber, they'll ask me how's ham radio cat. And that always tickles me to hear that. So 10-meter propagation is a lot of fun, especially for DX contacts. 10-meter propagation, working state to state, it's going to be really hard to work border states and probably the next state up, depending on where you are in the state. If we were in the middle of central Texas, we'd probably be better on working border states. But where we are, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Missouri, is probably going to be hard, next to impossible for us to work on 10. But keep trying. If we ever hear you, we'll do our best to work you. But study propagation practices. Study what short bounce skip is, long bounce skip. Study what backscatter is. Get you an antenna handbook and study the characteristics of different types of antennas. If you're close enough to talk to us on ground wave, you're going to have to be all polarized the same because of there's a large dB of loss just from a vertical to a horizontal antenna. Polarization don't matter on skip, but it does on ground wave. So that's something else to think about. Guys, we try to work everybody we can get to. That's why we get on there 4 nights a week, and we really enjoy y'all checking in. But study your propagation practices, study antenna principles, get the highest antenna you can in the air, and hope to work you soon. Got a new slide coming up for the August Shreveport Ham Fest. Right now, unless something happens here around my place, I'm definitely going to be attending that one. Also plan on attending MENA in September. There'll be a slide on there for that too. Vern still got his Rig Expert antenna analyzer for sale. Info will be at the end of the video on that. Remember MTC up there in Paris, main trading company? Good place to check out your ham radio gear. It's KB5 MIQ Big Boy 73.